When we are outside, most of us get quite hungry. We lose a lot of energy, we play around, we hike, we set up our tents, we do many things, so that makes us hungry. So most people, when they go out, they bring something to drink and they bring something to eat. But when you bring something to eat, suddenly you might get a lot of visitors. There are animals in the forest, animals in nature that like to have your food. It could be dogs, it could be foxes, it could be squirrels, it could be little ants. They all might smell your food and think, hey, that's a good friend of us, let's have a look. To prevent them taking your food, what you can do is you can make an animal bag. And that's what we are going to do today. And that's what you will do as well. We are going to make an animal bag. Now, an animal bag is not a bag full of animals. An animal bag is a bag in which you can put your food so the animals can't take it. To make an animal bag, this is what you need. First of all, you need a bag. And make sure it's a waterproof bag. Because if you're camping and it's out at night and it starts raining, then the next day all your food might be wet. So you want a good waterproof bag. The animal bag we're gonna hoist up in the tree. So the next thing we need is a rope. We need a rope of maybe about 10 or 15 meters long. Yeah. To get the rope in the tree, what we need is a small bag. We call it our throwing bag. If you go camping, you can use the bag for your tent packs. But if you don't have that, you can even use a sock. Now when you throw them, you can't get it high in the tree. So what you need is you need some pedals or a piece of rock. And you fill your throwing bag with that. Now in your animal bag, the smells will still go out. So what we do with the food in the animal bag, we first place them in smaller bags that we can completely seal off. So no smell is going out again. Basically, that's all you need for an animal bag. There's one thing that can make life easier for you, and that's a carabiner. If you have one, take it with you and let's go and have a look. Now the first step of an animal bag is of course, what do I put in it? Okay, I already talked about food. So we take our potatoes, our onions, we take our eggs. If we took honey with us, we definitely put in the honey. But that's not all. In an animal bag, you put anything that smells. So you put in your toothpaste, you put in your soap. If it's sunny outside and you use sun lotion, you even put in your sun lotion. And if you have cooked and there's a lot of smells maybe still over from that, put your pan and your cutlery also in there. Finally, your sweets. I have an energy bar over there with peanut butter, so it smells very good. I'm gonna put those in the bag as well. I don't want any animal to come. Let's for example take a wild pig coming, sniffing in my tent, trying to find the peanut butter. So I'm gonna put those in that as well. Let's do that first. The first bag I use for all the fresh food. My potatoes, my eggs, my onions. If you have bread, you can put bread in it. The second bag that I'm going to use is for all the packaged foods. I'm going to take my honey. I'm going to take my energy bars. And if I have some cutlery and I don't have a separate bag, I can even put those in there. And I close it. The last bag is for all my cosmetics. Anything that smells. My sun lotion, my toothpaste, my soap, it all goes in my third bag. Now when I have those 3 bags, I put them in the animal bag. So here we are. Okay, now we're almost ready to go. As I told you before, over here I have my throwing bag. I connect the line to my throwing bag. Now I can connect it directly to the bag. The knot that I use for that is the bow line. Do you remember how to make one? That's the line of the rabbit. I make a hole here and then I make a circle in the rope. Remember the rabbit? The rabbit was going through the hole, it goes around the tree and it goes back into the hole. Just follow that adventure to if you can't remember it anymore. And now it's connected here. But I'm a lucky person. I have a carabiner. With a carabiner I can easily first hook it on my throwing bag and then after that hook it on my animal bag. So what I do is I take the rope and I don't connect it to my throwing bag, but I connect it to the carabiner in exactly the same way. I make my circle, yes, like this. I go through the hole, I go around the tree and I go back into the hole. And now I pull. This is it. And all I do now is connect it to the throwing bag. So the next step is hanging it up in a tree. Are you joining me? Because this might be the most difficult step. You have to find a tree of which has a long branch which is at least about 4, 5, maybe even 6 meters tall. So let's have a look if we can find one. But I can't look everywhere. I have to look at the wind because you want the bag to be hanging downwind of your tent so that animals that go to your bag do not pass your tent. In my case, the wind is coming from there, so I'm gonna look for a tree over there. Let's go. This is a nice tree. Look, this branch is up several meters and it's strong enough to handle the bag. So this is where we're gonna do it. I put down my food bag first. Let's make already a knot so that it's closed very well. Good. And this is where I'm gonna hang it on. Next, I take my rope. Yes. This is the rope for the throwing bag. Now when you throw a bag, you always have to be careful that you don't throw the complete line over into the tree. So the safest thing that you can do is tie one end to your wrist. Let's see if I can find that other end. Over here it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this side to my wrist so I don't run the risk that the complete line is thrown over. That's it. And I make a double one. So now I can't throw it over. Okay, it's connected to my wrist, so now we can take the throwing bag. If you want to throw the throwing bag, what we do is you put the rope in our hand and we open this hand so that we are sure that the rope goes out easily. You can throw underhand or overhand, whatever is easiest for you. Let's give it a try. Okay, I was lucky the first time. Yes? So, what we now do is, because I used the carabiner, all I have to do is I take the throwing bag away, I take the animal bag, yes, and I connect that to the carabiner. That's it. And now I can pull the bag up. it's hanging in the tree. The next question is, where do you tie this? If you're just doing a picnic, all you can have to do is you go to another tree, and over here you can tie it with a clove hitch. Very easy to do, yes? But if you're camping out, you don't want to do that, because animals might try to catch the rope and they might even break the rope or torn it apart. And then the complete bag will go down. So what we do is we use the PCT method. PCT stands for Pacific Crest Trail. The Pacific Crest Trail is a long stretch of mountains at the west coast of America. It's more than 4,000 kilometers long and it has bears. And over there they found out that this was the safest way to do it. You take down the bag over here, and what you do is you take your rope over here and put it inside the carabiner. If you don't use a carabiner, you can just put it inside here. And now we need one more thing. We need a little branch. Now let me see, I find one here. This is my branch. Yes, which over here in nature you will find many of those. Then we pull again the bag up completely to the top, as high as it can. Good. Now what we do is, around this branch we tie a clove hitch. So we go around here for the first one, and then we do the second one over here. When we have done that, we slowly let the bag sink down. Yes, there it goes. You see it goes, and now it stops. Yeah, you see that the piece of wood is now connected to the carabiner, and animals can no longer reach it. That's it. That's what you do. Now you can go out and either go play, you can explore the environment, or you can go to your tent and have a safe night. Because no animals will go into your tent to see what kind of nice things you have over there. And if you get hungry or you want anything from your bag, all you have to do is you come over here, you take this rope and you pull the rope. You go over here and you untie the clove hitch. This is why we took a clove hitch, because a clove hitch is very easy to untie. And now we just take the bag down, we unhook it from the carabiner, yes, and we can start our picnic. Now it's your task. You get your rope, find a bag, find a tree that you can use with a long branch, and see if you can put everything in the bag and hoist it up in the tree. Remember, you want to have this hanging loose, so when an animal comes, they can't do anything with it. Success, and give us a picture of your result. We love seeing if you succeed. See you next time.